Hi Daily Dragons, this is Miss Coach and I wanted to welcome you back to another Writer's Workshop, the Literary Essay Series. We are on Lesson 5. So let's see where we are in the process of how to write a literary essay. We did grow our ideas about a text, about Esperanza Rising. We used thought prompts and asked questions, and we paid close attention to the character in the story. We noted Esperanza's traits, her motivations, her struggles, because she had a lot of struggles and changes, and her relationships. Now, in lesson 4, your job was to find your box and bullets, your big idea that was important to you, and write out a thesis in your box. You tested out your thesis by asking questions. Does this opinion relate to more than one part of the text? Is there enough evidence to support your thesis? And so now we will be collecting evidence, and more specifically, micro stories. And guess what? You guys have already done this in your personal opinion and persuasive essays. We refer to them as mini stories. Micro stories, mini stories, same thing. So, for today, I want to remind you that when we are telling a micro story in the service of providing evidence for an idea, you need to angle that story to highlight the way it supports and connects to your thesis. You don't want to just throw in a random micro story and not connect it back. So, this is an important chart that I want you to reference today and when you write your essay, when you write out your micro stories. How to angle a story to make a point. The first point is to begin the story by repeating the point you want to make. So the point, when I say point, I mean your reason, right? So you have your box and you have your bullets, and your bullets were your reasons that supported your big idea. Next is to use words from the text evidence, to support your big idea. The third point is to mention what the character does not do as a way to draw attention to what the character does do. So for example, if I wanted to prove that Gabe is principled, I can go on and list all the things that he does to show that he's principled, but I can also give an example of what he didn't do. So for example, Miss Coach left the spelling words on the board when she passed out the spelling test, and Gabe was being principled by closing his eyes so he wouldn't see the words, and he called out Miss Coach and let her know that the words were still on the board. Right? So this is a way of drawing attention to what the character does do by explaining what he or she doesn't do. And our last point is to make sure you repeat the key words from your big idea or your topic sentence often. You want to keep connecting it back to your reason. Okay, so you guys will help me with my micro story for the story Fox. Now remember dog and the bird magpie, and you guys helped me with my box and bullets, and here it is. So my thesis is dog is a good friend, and I have 3 bullets. I have 3 reasons. One reason is he is caring, right? He had a gentle mouth, right? Another one is he is helpful, and my third reason is he doesn't give up on his friends. Now, when you are going to write your micro stories, you're going to have to reference the core novel. You're going to have to reread parts of the text to find the right micro story. So here is a passage from Fox. Now I want you, when I read it, I want you to think about my thesis, dog is a good friend, and my reasons. He's caring, he is helpful, and he doesn't give up on his friends. And let's see if we can find a part from this passage that can support one of my reasons. So here's the passage. With Magpie clinging to his back, he races through the bushes, past the stringy barks, past the clumps of yellow box trees, and into blueness. He runs so swiftly, it is almost as if he were flying. Magpie feels the wind streaming through her feathers, and she rejoices. Fly, dog, fly! I will be your missing eye, and you will be my wings. And so dog runs with Magpie on his back every day, through summer, through winter. After the rains, when saplings are springing up everywhere, a fox comes into the bush. Fox with his haunted eyes and rich red coat. He flickers through the trees like a tongue of fire, and Magpie trembles. But Dog says, "Welcome, we can offer you food and shelter." "Thank you," says Fox. "I saw you running this morning. You looked extraordinary." Dog beams, but Magpie shrinks away. She can feel Fox staring at her burnt wing. Now, I highlighted this part of the text red because I feel that this part really proves one of my reasons. What do you guys think? Does it prove reason 1, that Dog is caring? Does it prove reason 2, that Dog is helpful? Or does it prove reason 3, that Dog doesn't give up on his friends? Type it in the chat or type it in the comments below. I'll give you a moment to do that. Right? Is it because he's caring, he's helpful, or because he doesn't give up on his friends? Are you ready? This is what I decided. Ding, 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 he is caring. Now, I know some friends might say this shows that he is helpful, but I feel that it's stronger with caring. And if it was your essay, you can choose he is helpful as your point, right? But since this is my essay, I'm going to use the point he is caring. So, I wrote out my macro story as evidence, focused on my point that Dog is a good friend because he is caring. So that's the point that I really want to focus on. Here is my first attempt. Dog is a good friend, and a great example of this is when Dog and Magpie first meet Fox. Fox comes out to the bush. Next, Magpie is scared, but Dog says, "Welcome, we can offer you food and shelter." After, Fox compliments Dog and Magpie on their running. Last, Dog beams with excitement. Now, remember, you're going to need to reference this chart for your homework. How to angle a story to make a point. So here's the first part. Begin the story by repeating the point you want to make. Did I begin the story by repeating the point I want to make? My point was that he's caring, right? So let's look. I wrote, Dog is a good friend, and a great example of this is when Dog and Magpie first meet Fox. Not quite. So I'm going to have to work on that. Let's look at the next point. Use words from the text. Did I do that? I did. I used, Dog says, "Welcome, we can offer you food and shelter." All right. Next is, did I mention what the character does not do as a way to draw attention to what he does do? Well, as I'm looking at it, what do you guys think? Enter it in the chat. Tell me. Did I mention what Dog does not do to show that he's caring? I actually don't, right? So I'm missing that. Okay. So let's look at our last point. Did I repeat the key words from the big idea from the topic sentence? So my key words are good friend and caring for my point. Let's see. I don't even mention caring at all, right? So now that I'm looking at my paragraph and my macro story, I realize that this is just a summary of the macro story. I just explained what happened when they met Fox, right? And so I'm going to have to redo my paragraph, which is okay because I already have my quote. I already have my point. So let's try. I highlighted what I missed from how to angle a story to make a point chart. Okay, so here, let's look at my second attempt. Dog is so caring that he only sees the best in others. A great example of this is when he met Fox. Fox moves through the trees sneakily like a tongue of fire. Magpie trembles at the sight of him, but Dog doesn't see the bad in Fox. He cares enough to say, "Welcome, we can offer you food and shelter." This shows that he's caring and doesn't judge others by their looks, but sees the good in others. Now, did I begin the story by repeating the point I wanted to make? My point is that he's caring, right? I literally said it. Dog is so caring that he only sees the best in others. So yes, I've gotten that. Okay. And I already did use words from the text where he said, "Welcome." Did I mention what dog does not do? Do you guys see it? Type it in the chat. Type it in the comments. Where did I show dog not doing something to show that he's caring? Are you done typing? All right, here it is. It says dog doesn't see the bad in fox. Right? And then finally, let's check that off. Finally, did I repeat keywords from my big idea topic sentence, right? So my keywords were good friend and caring. And let's take a look. I have caring. Where else? If you can see it, type it in for me. Type it in the comments. Doesn't see the bad. He cares enough. Okay. This shows that he is caring. Doesn't judge others by their looks, but sees the good. If you have 3 or more repeating words, then that's a big sign that you have connected it back to your point. And I'm going to show you on my next slide where I color-coded my points. Right, so I began my story with the point I wanted to make, which is he's so caring. I used words from the text. Where dog says, welcome, we can offer you food and shelter. And I didn't stop there. I went on to explain this shows that he is caring. Okay. Did I mention in green, I mentioned what dog doesn't do. Right? So he doesn't see the bad in fox, which means he sees the good in others. And then finally, in purple, you see me repeating key words to where I will connect it back to dog is being caring. Now it's your turn. For Writer's Workshop lesson number 5, your homework will look like this. As always, I will include the link to your homework in the description below. And this time, I will also include the link to Microsoft OneDrive because you will be typing your micro stories on a Microsoft Word document. On your homework link, you will see this. This is your first page. Step 1 is to go to OneDrive and log onto your account. You'll use your school login and password. Step 2, you'll open up a Microsoft Word document and you will title it with your name, Micro Stories. So here's an example. If it was mine, it would say Miss Coach Micro Stories. Number 3, you will share your document with your teacher. Remember, you would click in the top right-hand corner where it says share. You will type in your teacher's email, which is here on the homework document. You can see that. And then remember to change the option from can view to can edit before you click share. That way, Ms. Licton and I can type in comments to help you on your micro stories. Number 4, type your name at the top of the document, and I want you to title it Micro Stories for Esperanza Rising on the actual Word document. Okay. Number 5, review your thesis and reasons, your box and bullets from your Writer's Workshop homework number 4, because you're going to have to find micro stories to prove each of your reasons. Okay, then which is step number 6. You will find micro stories in your core novel that supports each reason, and you will have to reread some chapters to find the right micro stories. Okay, you should have at least 3 micro stories, 1 to support each reason. So if you have 4 reasons, then you will be coming up with 4 micro stories. Finally, once you find the micro stories, then you'll do step 7. You'll write a paragraph for each micro story. I want you to remember to use the chart how to angle a story to make a point. And actually, it's on page 2 of your homework document, so I want you to copy and paste it onto your homework document so that you can reference it and check to make sure that your micro story is really connecting back to your reason, your topic sentence. Okay. In the end, you will have 1 micro story for each reason. So you should have a minimum of 3 paragraphs. Right? If you have 3 reasons, then you'll have 1 micro story for each reason. When you are done with your 3 micro stories, your 3 paragraphs, make sure you communicate to your teacher on Microsoft Teams to let Ms. Lector and I know that you have completed it, and we will check your shared document. This is your how to angle a story to make a point chart. It's on the second page of your homework link. Make sure you copy and paste it onto your homework document. Okay? And again, the reminder is your homework assignment. The link to it is below. Remember, you have to log on to OneDrive. And this again is a reminder to title your document, your name, microstories. So if it was Landon's, then it would say Landon Microstories. And then of course share it with your teacher. And make sure that he or she, that Ms. Lector and I can edit the document as well. As always, if you have any questions, be sure to contact your teacher on Microsoft Teams. This concludes our Lesson 5 of our Writer's Workshop, the Literary Essay Series. I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.